We're witnessing a pivotal moment in political history as CNN finally turned on their own master. Can you believe that during a random act of journalism, CNN hosts actually grilled Democrats about hiding Biden's mental decline? For 4 years, your concerns about Biden's cognitive ability were dismissed as conspiracy theories. But what you and I are going to go over is how Democrat leaders like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer are now scrambling with the same pathetic talking point. We're not looking back, we're looking forward. In this video, we expose the coordinated cover-up of Biden's condition and reveal why Democrats are in a full panic as their deception unravels before the American people. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday. So here's something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. CNN growing a spine. CNN, the network that spent years telling you inflation was transitory and border chaos was seasonal, actually challenged a couple of top Democrats about Biden's obvious mental decline. You have to wonder what finally pushed them over the edge. Was it fear, guilt, or just the realization that they couldn't keep gaslighting America forever? When you think about it, CNN may have decided to get ahead of the game to salvage any reputation that they thought they might have left by questioning Democrats on covering up Biden's losing his marbles problem for 4 years because they themselves helped the very same Democrats they just put on the chopping block to convince you that it was all conspiracy theories or Russian disinformation or whatever their talking point was for the moment. Wolf Blitzer, of all people, confronted House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries with a question that must have made Democratic strategists spill their oat milk lattes all over their MacBooks. He asked why Americans should trust Democrats when they've clearly been hiding Biden's deteriorating condition. Give it a watch.
From the book, President Biden didn't even recognize George Clooney at a fundraiser that the movie star was actually hosting for him. Why should voters trust Democrats when it's clear so many in your party went to great lengths to keep Biden's condition hidden from the public?
I can't tell you what happened between George Clooney and President Biden. I wasn't at that event. What I can say is that we're not looking backward. We're going to continue to look forward because at this moment, we've got real problems that need to be addressed on behalf of the American people, including the Republican effort to snatch away health.
Do you see what he's doing? The reason for all of this, CNN's very Jake Tapper came out with a book where it says that apparently at the fundraiser, Biden couldn't recognize George Clooney, the celebrity who was literally hosting the event. Now let that sink in. The president of the United States looked at one of the most recognizable faces in America and drew a complete blank. Now, how many other critical decisions did Biden make in this fog? The thought should terrify every American citizen, regardless of political affiliation. Biden could have gotten us into wars. Oh, wait, he did. And how about Jeffries' response? Like a nervous teenager caught sneaking in after curfew, he stammered, "I can't tell you what happened between George Clooney and President Biden. I wasn't at the event." In other words, he avoided the question by acting like you have to actually be an eyewitness to the Clooney incident in order to make a comment on it. We're not looking back. That's the new Democratic mantra, guys. As if accountability for potentially the biggest political cover-up in modern history is just some petty distraction. And in case you thought it was just Jeffries going rogue to avoid accountability, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer also balked the question with the exact same talking point. Give it a watch.
I really do want to ask you about something that has been breaking out of CNN. Our Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson have written a book called Original Sin, and they call it a cover-up of Biden's health and his cognition and his fitness, quite frankly, to be president of the United States. You sat next to Biden in the Oval Office, February 27th, 2024, just a handful of months before the president took that debate stage. And it was later reported that you and other Democratic leaders were talking before the debate about having a plan. You and Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama. I understand you later denied that that ever happened. But I am curious, I'm interested to know whether the man that you saw sitting there on that couch on that day, you were in there, you saw him up close and personal. Did you really not have any idea that he was not fit to serve a second term?
Casey, we're looking forward. We have the largest Medicaid cut in front of us. We have the whole
Right,
federal
you're
government
facing all
at
of
risk.
this because you lost a presidential election. And is
Look,
that not Joe Biden's responsibility for deciding to run again?
We're looking forward.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. Senator Chuck Schumer, I know you got to go. I appreciate your time today. We'll see you soon, I hope. Thank you.
Are you kidding? See you soon, I hope. Are you kidding me? Way to push back, Casey. Way to push back. I mean, it's almost comical how coordinated their deflection campaign is. It's the political equivalent of walking away from a car crash you just caused while whistling casually and pretending nothing happened. Don't look over there at that smoking wreckage. Look over here at these shiny Republican distractions instead. But here's the $1 million question that Democrats don't want to answer. If Biden was this compromised, who was actually running the country? Was it unelected staffers, donors, foreign interests, Barack Obama, Valerie Jarrett, Susan Rice? I could go on, because we just don't know. The American people deserve to know who's been making decisions that affect their lives and livelihoods if Joe Biden could not. According to the book that Jake Tapper wrote with Axios' Alex Thompson, it was called Original Sin, things were so dire that Biden's aides considered putting him in a wheelchair for the leader of the free world. This wasn't just a bad debate performance or senior moment. This was a systematic effort to conceal a significant incapacity. And I can hear the libnuts now saying, FDR was in a wheelchair. Yeah, but not because he had warm diarrhea for brains. The irony here is staggering. The party that spent years screaming about threats to democracy was apparently fine with pulling off what amounts to a soft coup, keeping a mentally compromised figurehead in place while unelected officials presumably ran the show from behind the scenes. And now, as the truth bubbles to the surface, Democrats aren't apologizing or even explaining. They're not even acknowledging reality. They're simply not looking back. They're looking forward. But Americans are looking back. They're reviewing every bizarre moment, every garbled sentence, every vacant stare with new context. And they're asking themselves, what else have they been hiding from us? Americans are also looking forward to the midterms and 2028 to keep the very people who pulled this cover up off, putting power and party over country, over you, to keep them out of power. The damage to public trust isn't just about Biden. It's about an entire political party, politicians, media, institutions that collaborated to deceive the American people about something as fundamental as whether their president was mentally fit to serve. The funny part is we, the people, knew it the minute Biden first took the stage. We watched his decline get worse and worse throughout all 4 years. And these people, these deceivers, told us we were crazy because Joe was in great shape. Remember this?
You know what? I don't really care. Start your tape right now because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth.
F you in his face.
This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it. And
you know, as Wolf Blitzer rightfully pointed out to Hakeem Jeffries, this deception raises serious questions about whether voters can ever trust Democrats again. Based on their refusal to even acknowledge wrongdoing, I'd say the outlook isn't promising. And here's the thing. According to insiders, this is just the beginning. The real details of Biden's condition and to the extent of which the cover-up happened is only starting to emerge. The Democrats haven't even seen the worst of it yet. That's why you got me. What we're witnessing isn't just a political scandal, guys. It's a crisis of trust in our most essential institutions. Democrats deliberately misled the American public about the president's cognitive capacity while simultaneously lecturing us about defending democracy. But here's the silver lining. The truth always finds its way to the surface. This moment of reckoning could be the catalyst for a new era of transparency and accountability in Washington, D.C. The American people deserve leaders who respect them enough to tell them the truth, even when it hurts, even when it's uncomfortable. And now, more than ever, they'll demand nothing less. All right, thank you for watching. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with the latest political cover-ups and scandals. I'll see you in the next one.
I got saved in the